वाणी को पवित्र करते हैं। विश्वकर्मा जयंती आज है। विश्वकर्मा की जय बोलते हैं। और जो आपने पुरुष सूक्त का पाठ करके संपूर्ण विश्वकर्मा के चरित्र का, संपूर्ण सृष्टि की रचना का, संपूर्ण सृष्टि के नियमन का जो ज्ञान विज्ञान में जागता है,
Maharishi spoke like this.
वर्णन किया है।
Pandit ji, I now purify my speech. Today is Vishwakarma Jayanti. We offer our Jaya to Vishwakarma. You have recited Purush Sukta. In that lies the knowledge of Vishwakarma, total attributes of Vishwakarma, complete knowledge of the creation of the universe, knowledge of complete administration of the universe. We take dive into that ocean of knowledge and science that is contained in Purush Sukta. Then we will request Panditji to recite the Ganapatha of Purush Sukta, and we will explore the basis of creation, the whole universe, the engineering of the activities in the universe, the whole constitution of the universe, the mystery of evolutionary power of natural law that you will recite through the Ganapatha of Purush Sukta. Knowledge of Purush Sukta is the knowledge and science of the whole creation, how remaining within itself, the unmanifest, avyakta, nirgun, nirakar, that which is attributeless, that which is formless, is becoming sagun, sakar, the one having attributes and the form. Remaining nirgun, nirakar and becoming sagun, sakar. In that relation between sagun and nirgun is Vishwakarma, responsible for all the activities in creation. With your part of Purush Sukta, whole world's atmosphere is somewhat awakened. The unmanifest is enlivened. What you describe is Aham Vishwam, Vedaham, Aham Brahm. This is Vishwakarma's knowledge and science, and gets enlivened in innocent consciousness of each and every one. This knowledge and science cannot be understood by interpreting its meaning. This is that knowledge which is Swarupe Avasthanam and is also Vritti Sarupyam, that which is established in its own nature and transforms within its own nature. Vishwakarma is pure consciousness's total Kriya Shakti. Vishwakarma is that principle that wherever in the universe is there an activity, there is the activity of Vishwakarma. It is Vishwakarma's karma. Every particle of Kriya Shakti in the whole universe is ever related and connected with every other infinite particles of Kriya Shakti of the whole universe. Vishwakarma measures and expresses that whole range of Aronaryan, to Mahato Mahyan, from smaller than the smallest to the bigger than the biggest, and manifests the unmanifest. That which is Nirgun Nirakar becomes Sagun Sakar. Vishwakarma is Purusha value. That's how in Veda Purushukta reveals the whole science of creation of the universe and its highest form of energy, the Shakti. Purushukta is Vishwakarma Sukta. Aham Vishwam. All the impulses of Aham are impulses of Vishwakarma. Anything, anywhere is done is connected with the total activity of the universe. Anybody, anywhere going to do anything, any karma, is ever connected to Vishwakarma. This is that principle which we call as Nitya Apurusheya, the uncreated and eternal principle of pure knowledge. Vishwakarma is Brahma Tattva, which is fullness within itself. It flows in the Veda like the oil is present within the sesame seed. Like that, it is established as Vedanta in the field of Veda. Vishwakarma is Vedanta. Vedanta is Veda. Veda is flow of Atma. Vedaham. And from there itself, Aham Vishwam. And then from there itself, Aham Brahma. From there itself, Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. Jiva is Brahman and none other. Knowledge of Vishwakarma is pure knowledge. Total knowledge of omnipresent, omnipotent. Today is the day of Vishwakarma. We align our speech with Vishwakarma and enliven in our speech the field of all possibilities and all potentiality. This one day is Vishwakarma's day. Vishwakarma's day is day of Brahman, the day of where unmanifest, attributeless, formless Brahma gets manifested, having attributes and form. This is today's blessings from Ved Bhumi Bharat, Dev Bhumi Bharat. What this darshan is: Atma, Aham, Vishwa. Aham is Vishwakarma. Aham, who's Aham? Wherever, whoever is, has this quality of Vishwakarma, as the nature of Vishwakarma, as Panditji described in Purush Sukta, how the Avyakta, Nirguna, Nitya Apurusheya, ancient state, becomes eyes, ears, senses, five elements, the universe. This is Purush Sukta. It describes the nature of Vishwakarma. And where it is located, where infinite organizing power, infinite silence of Vishwakarma is. This is the nature of Purushatva. Infinite organizing power in infinite silence. This is India, Ved Bhumi Bharat, Purna Bhumi Bharat. One day comes in a year that enlivens fullness, that remains throughout the year, every day of the year. Today, Ved gets enlivened in consciousness of the people of India and for the whole collective consciousness of the world. All knowledge, all power gets enlivened for the whole world population. total knowledge gets awakened. It gets awakened wherever there is any impulse of activity. That is the impulse of Vishwakarma, activity of Vishwakarma. Like wherever there is light, it is due to sun's rays, sun's light. This is India's, Bharat's Vedic science, which every individual, every society, every country, every activity therein bring forth that level of infinite silence, that level of total Brahman, of Purushatva. Today is the day of Purush Sukta, day of Vishwakarma, the day for the individual to awaken to his cosmic potential, to the infinite unboundedness which is quality and nature of Atma. That is brought to light today in this celebration of Vishwakarma's day, as Sagun Sakar gets awakened in our consciousness.
Jai Gurudev. A great celebration today of how the unmanifest, unbounded, absolute pure being manifests the dynamism that makes it happen, the structuring dynamics that gives it function and structure that allows the universe to be as it is. We celebrate the supreme value of the reality of Vishwakarma on the level of Brahman, on the level of totality. Not only the absolute, but the absolute and the relative. Together, Vishwakarma represents that personification of ultimate reality. Ultimate reality is one unbounded ocean of pure consciousness, of pure being, and the personification of that into activity, into structures, into the world, into creation is the power of the wholeness which is expressed in the reality of Vishwakarma. It is the abstract yet very real creative power within all the laws of nature, within all that is living and non-living in this universe. Vishwakarma is what gives structure. Structure is what gives function. To have a proper function, you need a proper structure. And the most perfect is the structure. The most complete and perfect is the function. If you have an airplane that has the proper wings, the proper dynamics, the proper engine, then it can fly in the air and be effective and efficient and create the reality of what an airplane is. If you have a home, that is where we live, that is the place that allows us to create and think, be protected, and be in a place that allows us to plan, allows us to feel at home. That's the sense of home. And the more perfect the home is, the structure of it, the more we are able to use that as an extension of ourselves in accordance with natural law, and then be most creative, most effective, most in tune with the laws of nature. And it is the power of Vishwakarma that does that. In our global country of world peace, we have great leaders in the field of Sthapatya Ved and Vastu Vidya, the structuring dynamics of cities and homes and the whole world. And we are always rejoicing in the leadership that our great Minister of Architecture, our dear Aiki Ji, who is always there to inspire all the other great leaders that are his assistants and associates and friends and engineers, and all of them together are an incarnation of Vishwakarma to create for us the possibility to live in places that give us maximum support for maximum achievement. And so I ask our dear Aikiji to, on the behalf of Maharishi and the Holy Tradition, to express his joy and celebration of this great day, wishing that everyone lives in perfect harmony with natural law through the blessings of Vishwakarma. Jai Guru Dev.
Jai Gurudev. We thank Maharaji for your beautiful words of benediction and your enlightened message from the level of your total knowledge, structure and function of the ultimate, and also from your discovery that consciousness is all that there is, and that the glowing field of consciousness, physiology, and the universe are the interconnected fundamentals to reconstruct the whole world in harmony with natural law. Now, this translates eventually in different levels of practically applied Vastu knowledge and construction. And since Vastu construction has to be based on proper knowledge, today we are announcing the teaching and training platform for Vedic architecture under the umbrella of Meru courses, Meru International Courses. And on this portal we have now 5 different Vastu courses and training seminars. So the first one is already there. It is Mahari's own 17 lesson course on Vedic architecture in harmony with natural law. And then the second one is an introductory course to Maharishi Vedic architecture in 11 lessons. It is open to all, even to non-meditators. We thought it's important. This was designed and spoken by Dr. John Lippman from the USA. The third one is called Fundamentals of Vastu Living, and there we are explaining the more underlying and important principles of Vedic architecture and Vastu Vidya in about 8 lessons. And then comes a sequence of Maharishi Vastu training. So it is called phase 1, that is the Vastu coordinator training. Then phase 2 is called Vastu builder training. It is more on the practical level. And then finally, these 2 are leading to phase 3, which is the postgraduate training for normal architects to become certified Maharishi Vastu architects. So all these courses and seminars will have regular live webinars according to time zones, so that everybody will be connected like once a month, like in a Vastu family chat. So that we will do at different times, so that all the time zones are being covered. Now, to conclude this celebration, we would like to hear the expressions of Vishwakarma consciousness as it is flowing in the words of the beautiful poem that Raja Paul has composed, and it's illustrated, so you can hear and see the knowledge of Vishwakarma as it is flowing in nice verses and meter. It is amazing how this could have happened. It's a great piece of art and also architecture at the same time. So thank you, Raja Paul, and if video is ready, please can you go ahead?
What could be that architecture that could build a bridge to span point in infinity, the universe and man, integrating in our consciousness by nature's own design individual and cosmic, earthly and divine. What could be that architecture that could build a dome so high to touch infinity in the dome of the sky, born of consciousness and built to reconcile the kingdom of heaven with man's earthly domicile? What could be that architecture eternally in tune with the rhythms of nature, the earth, the sun, the moon, structured in our consciousness, constructed to reflect the symmetry and order of the cosmic architect? Welcome, Vastu Vidya. Welcome, Stapachaved. Welcome, timeless knowledge of how houses should be made. Welcome the light of enlightenment enshrined in our destiny the Vedic architect has designed. In the revolution of our earth around the sun, by whose gravitas our seasons, cycles run, and in our earth's rotation spun by forces from afar, on the axis of its poles, beneath the constant North Star, astrophysicists and geophysicists detect standing waves whose interference patterns intersect, wrapping our Earth's longitude and latitude in a spherical harmonics of unseen beatitude. If man on Earth could build along this global grid, which nature has long willed but time somehow forbid, then his buildings, roads, and cities would by nature resonate with that cosmic order the cosmic creator creates. Welcome order, symmetry, proportion, flow of light. Welcome orientation, most auspicious to the sight. Welcome health, happiness, and fortune, all increased in buildings oriented to the sunrise in the east. As every atom, every cell, every anatomy, as every solar system, every galaxy has a central point of silence dynamism thrives upon, let every home have a central, silent Brahmastan. Yata pinde tata brahmande, at nature's every scale of manifestation, a cosmic order prevails, from the infinitesimal to infinity of space, and in this nested hierarchy, man's buildings have their place. For living in Vastu, we come to feel we own the cosmos in our body. We can feel it in our bones. We find the starry heavens living in our every cell, in homes in which our own enlightenment comes home to dwell. Principles of Vastu Vidya reach far beyond use of natural materials to the cosmic bond between consciousness and matter, for a Vastu home reflects the form that follows function in the Vastu Vidya text. Now build from noble beams of wood, from bricks of sun-baked clay. Now build from hills of marble stone, from fields of humble hay, but build with architecture transcending trend and style, with whose timeless principles all times reconcile. And build as early builders built along the global grid, manifesting Machu Picchu and the Great Pyramid, whose monumental ruins lost in time serve to remind the ages of this knowledge lost and found by humankind. In our time of revival, when our fortune resurrects immortal Vastu Vidya living in the Vedic texts, let us reconstruct our cities, our nations, and our world from the blueprint of creation time has graciously unfurled. Round our topsy-turvy cities, let us now construct anew satellite cities with fresh breezes flowing through. And in crowded city centers, let us now replace chaotic streets with parks, affording light and open space. Let us reconstruct our world so long built at odds with natural law along the lines of the will of God. Let us reconstruct our buildings, towns, and world in accord with the royal rule of nature and the glory of the Lord. Let us welcome in our world Maharshi's master plan to reconstruct our world for the destiny of man, to be a golden renaissance, a glorious rebirth of enlightened Vedic civilization, heaven on earth.
It's wonderful to hear the abstract principles of Vedic architecture flowing into the words of a beautiful poem. So thank you, Raja Paul. And we are so blessed and fortunate today to have enjoyed the fullness of the universal Vishwakarma consciousness, the ultimate reality, absolute and relative at the same time, Nirgun Brahm and Sagun Brahm. And we also, with Marshi's blessings and Maharaja's scientific explanations, we are opening the gate to a more complete understanding of the mechanics of nature and evolution, leading to the realization of a life in heaven on earth for everyone. So in gratitude we can only say, Gurudev, Brahmanan Saraswati, Vidayante Taram, His Holiness Mahasi Mahesh Yogi always saying, Jai Gurudev, Vidayante Taram, and Maharaj Adiraj Rajaram, Vidayante Taram, and Mahasi Vedic Vishwa Prashasan, Vidayante Taram, Vishwa Vyapi Ram Raj, Vidayante Taram, Mahasi Vishwa Shanti Rashtra, Vidayante Taram, and Mahasi Vedic Pandits, Vidayante Taram. Thank you all and Jai Gurudev.
विश्वचक्षु विश्वदेवा विश्वकर्मा देवेश जय विश्वकर्मा भव भय पारा। जय विश्वकर्मा जय जगन्नाथ, सृष्टि रचयिता करो कल्याण। असुर त्रास जब देवन दीन्ही, सुरगण शरण प्रभु की